Hey, Gemini Moon. Hello there, girl. How you doing? What's up, sis? Well, tonight, let's face it, we've all asked this of ourselves. But first, I have to say it. Hey, it looks like I'm live, which means you don't need a seance to see the show. Yeah, I am going to say it every single time. Yeah. Okay, tonight, I thought it might be good just to discuss why in the heck did we get born into the families that we got born in. I know that every single one of us has got to have asked ourselves this question. Why? Why did we do this? What was I thinking? Yeah. And your family was quite often thinking almost the same thing. It's like, what happened? Is this my child? Did they switch us at birth, switch somebody at birth? Um, some of your kinfolk are asking that too. And I've actually heard people ask that. See, this is what makes us not believe that bit about choosing our parents. However, there are many accounts of people seeing the other side and talking to those who are getting ready to be born and so on and so forth. It sounds like we actually choose our parents before birth. What were we thinking? I know. uh, well, I'll tell you. Um, I certainly asked that question many times. Why in the heck did I get born to these folks? I mean, some of it kind of made sense, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that. And I have a special kind of a bonus. I have kind of an unboxing here. I got one of my orders from a new company called Timu. I don't know how good they are, but we'll find out. I also have, as usual, the um, healing symbols, and I'll be holding them up for a little while tonight at the end of the show. So stay till the end if you want to participate in the healing symbols. But in the meantime, I think all of us probably could chime in on this subject of why was I born into my family? I hope you enjoy it. I'll be right back after the intro. And yes, I will probably be doing this a lot because I don't want to take my I don't want to take my Claritin because it makes me drowsy and I don't want to fall asleep for the program. Okay, be right back. Hello, hello again. Okay, so let me get back to the comments. This thing is taking its dear sweet time. Gemini moon is still awake. There is hope. There is hope that we may all stay awake at some point. Yes. Okay, now remember, this is just tips, tricks, and hacks for playing that massively multiplayer virtual reality total immersion learning game matrix. Holofractal, even. Oh, yeah, holofractal. We explained that on one of the shows. Learning game called Life on Earth. It has nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside the matrix. I kind of also have to warn you that we're mostly experiencers here. We kind of just accept things because we've experienced them. You don't have to believe us. You don't have to believe anything we say. You don't have to believe a darn thing. At this point, we are not completely mind controlled. But some of you, though, might be more than you want to be. But I hope not. I really hope not. But there's some things that we just accept here because it's just millions of people having the same experience all over the world. I say this every show. You just are you're in denial if you can't believe it, that something is happening, right? So we're the show that goes out of denial. It's not going to sit here in denial that this is happening when it's happening, obviously, because a whole bunch of people are experiencing it. So we respect the experiencer, and that is going to be always the stance of this show. So just bear that in mind. You don't have to believe any of it. You still don't have to believe any of it, okay? You don't. You can still put right along in whatever belief system you've got. It's fine. And so, going on from there, very interesting how many times we hear this. And I mean, we've heard this from all kinds of spiritual teachers, that we choose what we're going to learn here, what we're going to do here. Now, I don't think we have it all figured out how everything's going to go, because I don't. Would I be that crazy? Well, maybe I would, but you've also got to understand from the viewpoint that we have between lives. None of this looks that bad. Not even some of the worst stuff looks that bad. Silly us. That's all I can say is, oh, hey, Linda Bennett, how you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, we could. Linda suggested the topic of Rh negative blood, and we will cover that on one show. I need to do a little bit more research because there's all kinds of opinions on this Rh negative blood thing, and I want to be fair about it. But we'll talk about that one day. And but today, okay. First of all, in between lives, you got to remember, we're coming from a place where everything's possible. We're coming from a place where there isn't any fear, there's no pain. Whatever you can imagine can exist. And really, this place seems like a little rest stop along the way, or something. It's like we have eternity. Our souls have eternity, okay? And I suppose that gets pretty boring without something to do, right? So, what I think is always happening is we are always wanting to just learn more about who we are, what we can do, what we can accomplish. Although, in the broader sense, if all time happens at one, it's already been all accomplished, all experienced, and we've learned everything we possibly can. However, the way that we perceive things in a linear fashion while we're here, we're going to take experiences that broaden our understanding. Because I have a theory, and you don't have to ascribe to it, subscribe to it, or whatever. By the way, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and leave comments. Helps people get it, you know, get us on their feed. But you got to realize we're eternal. This is a tiny blip in eternity. And therefore, depending on how long we've been out of action, I suppose if we have not, from our point of view, done a lot of it, or incarnated in a while, if a bit of time has gone by from our viewpoint here, maybe we kind of forget how it really is sometimes here, and how hard it is. However, you've also got to realize that in some ways we're kind of like Harry Houdini. We're like any escape magician. Um, they have a word for that, but uh, any escape artist, any kid trying out their new bike or whatever, it's like, the point I'm making is, from where we start out, it doesn't look that bad. We either must be forgetting. What in the heck happened to the camera? Did you just see that change? That was weird. That was a very weird little shift there, wasn't it? I don't know what happened. Hey, Project Skyfalls, how you doing? This is just a little blip. This life is just a tiny little blip. It's really nothing. And when I was dead for a short time, since there was no fear and no pain there, it is kind of hard to imagine or remember, perhaps. I suppose after a while it would be hard to imagine what fear and pain really are like. My theory is that we are God trying to find out everything there is to know about God, and therefore, in order to find out everything there is to know, you need many viewpoints. You need many viewpoints. You need many mirrors to see every single part of your body, right? I think that's kind of what this is like. I think that every incarnation, it's like, what can we do? What can we get through? What can we accomplish? What can we learn? Who are we? When you come in as a baby, you go through almost the same steps, don't you? Who am I? What can I do? Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do that. Hey, what the heck does this thing do? It's kind of like that. Some of us might not even have had many human existences, but Earth is a plane of great limitations. Hey, Mary Wins, how you doing? Hi. Yeah, it's a plane of great limitations. This is one of the most limited places, right? We can't hardly, we need help doing everything. We need uh, energy to do everything, you know. In other realms, a lot of the limits are gone, and some of them, all of them are gone. But you kind of have to want to work up to that, because I mean, imagine what would happen if everything materialized automatically here. Now, you notice that sometimes things can manifest very quick. But what if it was automatic and you just felt like killing somebody, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're dead? You know, this place, you have a little time to think it over before it manifests. A lot of people don't realize this, though, and they don't realize that they're manifesting every single minute of every single day. They're manifesting something. What are you manifesting? But as far as our parents, let's take a look at this, at our families. It was really funny because I remember it was one of the speakers I went to. See, I did study. I have seen a lot of metaphysical based speakers in my time. They all had books and, you know, things that they were touting, well, for the most part. But I have known many. I have known many personally. I've known some that are just out of this world psychic, okay? Which is why people who try to tout like they are, who try to act like they are, and they just really kind of suck at it, I'm so underimpressed, because there are many, many real psychics that, I mean, will amaze you. And not everybody has the same gifts all the time. Like, it's very strange. I keep going through periods where I have different gifts. I'm still trying to figure that out. But, oh, what? You want me to open this bag? But really, if you think about it, what little cowboy wants me to open this bag? Okay, we'll open it. Wait a minute, I gotta show it. Yeah, are you gonna show your face, Mr. Wonderful? You're gonna show your little kid? There you are. There he is, Mr. Wonderful. Yep, you're gonna cuddle up next to the pillow, and this is my pillow, that a case that is an earthing pillowcase, and he loves it. He loves to lean up on this thing. He's a smart cat. This helps protect you from electrosmog while you're sleeping. So just so you wonder. And then it has a long cord that plugs into the grounding socket of your plugs. So, yeah, I know, I'm so eloquent. So anyway, is everybody here? Pretty much. Oh, Pam, I am. Are these colors our names he's making on? Huh? I'm Pam. I am Pam. No, I'm the ocean. I'm the ocean. So why are we born to our parents? I keep trying to get to that. Well, so many times we hear this, and we hear this from various spiritual teachers all along. The soul apparently does not come permanently into the body right away. Although there are some people that would like you to think that. Apparently it does not. Apparently we have a choice, although we don't want to think we do, because I think we sometimes get a little pissed off at ourselves that, you know, we picked this, you know, I mean, from this viewpoint, it's like, can't possibly have done this. But if you think about the very unique circumstances that your family gives you, and it seems to be the case. Now, there are people who argue the crap out of this, okay? Argue about this, that bloodlines don't matter. It's just an Abby and all that. To an extent. But, and this is a great big but, and it isn't my but. It's, you know, just the way the universe works. My butt is pretty big though, but anyway, I'm not going to do the, you know, grandpa sniffer thing and say, but it's whapped. Anyway, yeah. Oh yes, the colors are because some people are moderators. Yeah. So you are bright red. You are bright red. I didn't do that. Anybody else bright red? Skyfalls is orange. Richard is brown. YouTube is doing some weird shit, I guess. Right? Am I right? Am I right? You know, I'm right. YouTube is doing weird stuff. Oops, I got two of these. Well, it seems that one of these things is a little USB stick that fits my phone so I can load stuff onto here and not lose the shows. And then I don't have to have storage through StreamYard. That'll get rid of one of my bills if it works out. And the other two things are beads. Beads for making jewelry, which I'm going to be making. I'm going to be getting into that again. But right now I'm enamored of AI art. Anyway, I don't know why you're all different colors. I'm going to have to go back and look at all that. You all look black to me. Y'all black to me. I know. Sorry about your luck. Yeah, you're not colorful on StreamYard, I guess. StreamYard is not doing the same thing. Anyway, I hope if I show up on somebody else's chat in a color, I hope it's purple. So if you think about what opportunities you can tell what opportunities you were looking for by looking at your family. Some of it, in maybe a spiritual or emotional way, some of it is in a bloodline. People will argue about this kind of thing, but honestly, there are some advantages to certain bloodlines. Some of them seem to have, for whatever reason, an advantage. Now, I have a theory about that too. And the theory is partly ancestral memory, like generational memories passed on through your family. Seems like, is it partly physical? Yeah, probably partly physical. If you have long fingers, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to play a guitar, for instance, right? Or a piano. That kind of thing, maybe. If you have good ears, maybe you're better at some things. If you have good eyes, if you're taller, if you're shorter, whatever, right? That's the physical stuff. It's strictly physical. What about other things, though? I mean, some people have a preponderance of musicians. Some people have a preponderance of um, laborers, like very strong people, very sturdy. Some people um, have families with different ability. Like, and I'll just explain my own why I think I had to come into this one physically. Native American on my mom's side gives me certain things. Oddly enough, and somebody else noticed this and told me about this, and I kind of noticed it. Native Americans seem to be able to cross the boundaries of time easier than some people do. And there's a few other things that we seem to be able to do with Native American blood. Why exactly? Is that an ancestral memory coming down, or what is it? May I remind you that our blood can hold thousands of uh, megabytes of memory. We really have, somebody estimated that the blood in our bodies and in a typical human body could really hold memories of all time. So, and our mitochondria, getting passed down through our mother's side, have their own memories too. Remember, we're not just human cells. We also have many little bacteria that help us. We have the mitochondria passed down from mom's side. We have, we're actually a composite being, if you think about it. We're not really just humans. We're a composite being like all other creatures. It seems like everybody on this world is really a composite being. So, who your mom is and her lineage, and who your dad is and their lineage, that might make a difference. Whether you're Rh negative or positive might make a difference. We're still not sure what all of the blood types mean. We're not sure what all the haplogroups mean. What if they all have different particular vibrations that you were looking for this very unique cocktail of vibrations to have a specific experience or to learn something specific? That's probably part of it. Okay, this could be part of it. And I would like to hear your thoughts, of course, on this. Pulmonologist, what kind of doctor is this, James? What's Dee's email? Oh, my email is oceandiana@gmail.com. Okay. Oh, I missed something. What happened? Oh, is James Ortiz sick again, or still, or something happened? Who's sick? Oh, 5:30. You see your pulmonologist. Something to do with your heart, huh? Okay. Hang on. Call your angels. Angels attend me. Work on my heart. Heal it and make it right. Tell them what to do. Tell them. I keep telling you, the more I take command of my life, I even forget to do. I admit, I forget to do this all the time. I forget this all the time. I am still trying to not screw myself up. I think we're all just so conditioned to screw ourselves up. And I'm trying not to do it, but I'm trying to remind you, you have something to do with this. Tell your angels what you want. Okay? Tell reality what you want it to be. What do you want it to be? More than ever, in a long time. We have the ability to do that and use it, really use it. Don't let stinking thinking get you in anything you don't want to be in. Yes, sending love and light and healing. I'm sure we're going to see some improvements. Don't let things stop you from your work at improving yourself. Every time you improve yourself, you improve the world. And that is a fact. Every time you, boy, oh, my nose is so itchy. The heat is on again. The heat is coming on through the vent. Here we go. I'll be lucky. Okay, I'm not going to sneeze. You might have also had, it looks like there are some spiritual things. Some people have magic in their background way back, psychics. Some people have artists in their background way back. My mother had artists, my father had craftsmen. My mother had music. My dad had very skilled people, very smart people. Both of them had some magical people in the background. And of course, the Native Americans bring in their own. On my dad's side, I guess somewhere way back, we must have been a little different because we would have been nobles because my great grandparents worked at the Royal Palace in Denmark. Only nobles get that kind of work. Okay. So on my father's side, nobles and psychics. You know, him and his sister were both psychic. So on that level, that vibration was definitely there. But on another level, psychologically, it's where it gets dicey. Maybe you kind of had to pay for some of these amazing abilities that you wanted by having parents that maybe, considering how abused psychic people have been for a long time on this planet, and how their stories have gone, you're also going to be inheriting some of that encoded, maybe. And that's my theory. So you also have the opportunity to learn how to beat that. So, lungs. Okay, I guessed wrong. I'm bad. You're right, pulmonary lungs, cardiopulmonary. Right, what is wrong with me? I'm trying to do a show, that's why. Trying to stay on my but I read chat and then I get kind of off. Okay. Supposedly they changed them just in the fall. They're going to change them again in the spring. It doesn't seem to make that much difference. I don't understand. I think the filters are okay. Must be something going on with the vents. I don't know. Or maybe there's something going on in the hall that when the air comes on, it kind of pulls the air in here from the hallway. I don't understand it. But I know they changed the vents. I watched them do it. Changed the air filters, rather. But they didn't clean the vents. Dad was the best cook. Oh, okay, see, there you go. Oh, well, thank you, Mary. The colors, the colors. Incense and peppermints. Hmm? Okay, so if you guys think about it, yeah, it's like, what do you have and what have you had to beat? There are some challenges that you had to beat. Codependence is really funny because, like I said, I've seen a lot of speakers. One of them actually started by saying, hey, I decided to do something different from everybody else. I decided for my challenge, I was going to be born to a codependent family. And everybody laughed because, of course, every single person laughed because they'd all been born to a codependent family. Because quite frequently, star seeds are, and people like us are born to a codependent family because there are so, first of all, so dang many of them. So dang many. But that is a problem you got to beat. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking, Linda. They need to do the vents. Anyway, so if you think about what you've had to beat, if you've had to beat a disease that runs in your family, if you've had to beat abusive tendencies, if you had to beat, no pun intended, if you have had to beat drug abuse, uh, you can actually be born with a tendency towards having addiction with addictive tendencies. That's a genetic thing, apparently, as well as a psychological one. If you have had to beat some psychological problems that run in your family, if you have had to also deal with other physical things, diseases, deformities, etc., that build character, remember, you're here to develop yourself for the most part and see what all you can do. Maybe you thought it was going to be really cool to be able to beat this. And then you get here. And then you kind of, well, maybe at first it ain't that bad, but as time goes on, realize this is really a lot harder than it looked. And if this is a game, then we probably came skipping in here, trilla, to a certain extent. Yeah, we knew that there was stuff going to happen, but think about what you're signing up for if you go into a game, right? If this is a learning game, then what did you sign up for? And I mean, some of the things we sign up for in games, even now, that we do within this game, you know, are pretty weird. Like, why would we want to do that to ourselves? Why would you want to play a game where you have to keep doing things repetitively? And I mean, there's some things like the farm type games where you have to repetitively do stuff in order to progress, and you have to, and it's almost as bad as a job. And I just quit playing all those. I tried them a little while and then just quit playing them because why am I doing this? I'd ask myself, why am I doing this? Why do I care? But then they came up with this idea of having a group that you can belong to that plays the game. And then what it is you're part of the group, which is a very strong allure. Okay. So being part of a group also will lure you in. And we love that as humans. We don't do well just being strictly on our own generally. So we love to be part of groups, and it's very strong that if your family kicks you out, you'll probably become part of a gang or something, or find some other group to belong to. And people form groups to belong to all the time. This is just the way we are. So there may be that too. So then it comes down to, how do we work this to our favor? When we look at what we've been given, at what we have been given for physical, social skills, maybe financial or not, maybe psychic abilities, whatever. What were we thinking? Just what the title says. What were we thinking when we came here? Well, if we look at what we've got out of this bargain, we can see how it has made us the person we are today. Some people can really attest to the fact that without a certain amount of hardship, we would never get off our butts and do certain things and learn certain things. Some things I love to learn, I love learning, but there are some things I would never learn unless I had to. Maybe that's something you wanted to have under your belt. The reason I buckled down and learned guitar is I needed some money, man. Seemed to be pretty easy. When I needed a little spare money, go find yourself a well-trafficked spot and start playing some music and singing. When I was strapped for money, there you go, right? And I kind of had to learn to do that. I was going to do it for fun, but when I was doing it more for fun, I wasn't really doing it. But when I started to see some money rolling in, it's like, well, okay. Is that why sometimes I was poor? Sometimes, um, there's all kinds of questions like that. But there's things that I realize I developed because my family wasn't wealthy. I wasn't in a family where you got a car automatically. I wasn't in a family where, you know what? In my family, you're lucky you got a watch. You got a watch. That's what you got. When you graduated, you got a watch. Nice watch. So, you got your own watch. We didn't have cell phones, remember? No, I think that's when a kid should have their own cell phone. Um, oh, you had to get out today, Linda. Yeah, so many of us have been tired early, like easily. Now it seems like all I want to do is sleep most of the day. Take care, Linda. Love you. It's good to see you. It's always good to see you. And did you ever send me an email so I can send you my number? If you know somebody else, if you know like Jim and I or somebody, if you know somebody else here and I give you permission to give Linda my number, okay? Anyway, good night, sweetheart, and good dreams. Well, thank you, Mary. Yeah, and I think that's part of why I chose this family. We had musicians, singers, and so on my mother's side. I got a good set of pipes. Possibly, you know, possibly that's why that's another reason I picked my mom. There were other things about my mom that I think happened later, that developed later about her that she didn't have at first. However, another thing that I got along with this body was this body type. You get your body type. That can present its own challenges, can it? It can give you an advantage. It can give you a lot of challenges. I was a very good looking woman when I was young. Really cute. And had a very curvy figure. But that can sometimes get you into a lot of challenges too. Because I was a very studious person and I wasn't really interested in wasn't really interested in that for a long time. It took me quite a while to actually really become interested in dating all that much. But and even at that, guys think, well, you're good looking, you're there for them. You're good looking for them, right? And that's for them to take advantage of. It's really weird, the mindset. Obviously, that's for them to take advantage of. It's odd. So I don't know. Or maybe that's just where I grew up. That's another place where you grow up. Boy, does that make a difference, right? This is Ohio. I've had experiences in Ohio that I might not have had other places. Ohio is full of woo, right? So I get born to a couple in Ohio and live in a haunted place all my life. Every place I move is haunted. So there's another one. So how about you guys? If you think about it, what kind of experiences did you have? Did you have any insights? Like, did you have a time where you sat there and, oh, that must have been why I did that? Because I had that. I had insight moments where I was like, holy cow, is that why I was born so I could have that voice? So I could, you know, do certain things, so I could have these experiences in Ohio that I wouldn't have somewhere else. Could it be that we all get born to codependent parents because we have something to learn from that? Being in a codependent family makes you hypervigilant. It makes you empathic. And especially if you're starseed, it's going to bring that out. Why I was born is a good question. Born to lose. Please don't think so, Circle K. But remember, sometimes you set up challenges for yourself so you could beat them. My bloodline has certain challenges. I'm not going to go into them, but the thing is, right now, but the thing is that I had to beat some things. And that made me more aware. There are certain conditions that I've had to learn a lot more about nutrition. I've had to learn how to cook for myself. I've had to learn a lot of things if I want to stay functional at all. I've had to learn how to do a lot of things. I've learned energy work because I was so sick and I was around healers. I learned energy work. I learned how to get rid of demons because I was around that. I needed to. I needed to do that. I learned how to cross people over because every place was haunted and I needed to learn to do that. I learned how to bilocate because I was too sick. I didn't have the means to to go everywhere anymore, and I had to learn to be in more than one place at a time. And on down the line, I learned a lot through limitation. You've been given some limitations too, but if you think about it, what's it teaching you? What are you supposed to learn from this? You know, maybe you can look at it that way. How do I beat this? How do I win this game within the game? You've had several families, love them all. Well, that's good, Circle K. Me too. But my physical one, I gotta tell you, boy, was that a challenge. I was definitely the black sheep of the family. That weird kid. I was definitely that weird kid all my life. So, certainly know how that feels. Also, physiology and metabolism. I've had to deal with that my whole life. Apparently, some of this comes from my dad's side. My grandmother on my dad's side had terrible eczema problems that I have to be very careful of certain things or I will have the same problems. She got an infection from hers. So bad she actually got an infection and died. My father had emphysema. So, and his brother died of pneumonia. Obviously, there's a problem with lungs in their side. But me, I'm a singer. There's one thing I found out. Singing all the time at the top of your lungs, boy, it sure gives your lungs a workout. And maybe helped me not have some of those problems. I mean, if you're doing operatic singing, which you kind of have to do, which I was doing on the street so people could see me, hear me rather, um, I learned how to do that. Well, it's a powerful voice that I have when I really sing like that. And I was singing like that all the time. And I was pumping a lot of air through my body. And maybe that helped me beat that. Um, you know, there's so many things like that. So you're floaty. I've been floaty off and on too. Hey, Marilena, Marilena. And I'm glad. Oh, waiting for the electricity to come back so you can make coffee. Mm. Yeah, good for you, Marilena. So basically, you know, there's so many things we take for granted. What if they were actually exactly what we needed to accomplish a certain task, to learn a certain thing, to hone a certain skill? I know part of the reason I came back was to set the reversed matrix right. Free the slaves. I was told one time to learn, to teach, and to free the slaves. And whether that is mental or physical or emotional, that's what I'm doing. Hopefully, this show helps free your mind, helps expand it, helps to give you a forum where you can talk about things. As a matter of fact, I've said I said it before. This is practically a support group for experiencers, isn't it? So when we're free to discuss things, we can learn a lot. And so maybe it made me, and I don't care. I'm not trying to make money on this. I don't make any money. This is not monetized at all. I'm not making any money. I'm actually losing money doing this a little bit every month. But I feel it's important work still. And I feel it's important to stay connected with you. You, the family that I chose, the family that chose me, even knowing all that we know now. We chose each other, didn't we? Now that we know better, we got it, we get here, we know better, and we're like, you know what? I would really kind of like to have somebody who at least makes an attempt to understand me. I mean, we try to understand each other, at least we try. Maybe we don't all the time, but we try. We try to be respectful of that. Somebody I can share my thoughts with. Somebody I don't have to hide all my experiences from. So once we know all that, we can start to choose our family. And that's probably our real family. Because I think the body's family is just a launch, right? And a lot of times. I kind of wish I would have picked a couple that I could have seen what lasting love looked like, or forever love or something. I mean, some people actually get that. I seen haven't seen that. Ah, maybe that's for another incarnation. I don't know. But some people do get it. I'm not going to entirely rule it out for myself. Although I know that my guy is really on the other side. There might still be somebody here to play with, but I'm picky. I'm doing fine on my own. And I'd rather be alone than with the wrong one. I've had enough experiences of that kind. Enough experiences. Whoops. I moved the camera closer to me. Exit. Well, anyway, I've had enough experiences of that kind. I have decided in this life I don't want any more heartbreaking experiences with the wrong person, being with the wrong person. So I've just shut that down. Oh, that's another thing, your astrology. Yep, that's another reason you'd want to be born at a certain time to certain people. And yep, yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah, you know what you're, well, actually, you know what? You can find, yes, you can find it through numerology of your name. You can also find it through a life path reading, card reading, and you can also just ask. So I asked the universe, which is consciousness. I asked, why am I here? First time I got to learn. Okay. Then I felt a shift, and then what was the next thing? Has something changed? Why am I here now? To teach. Okay, so I did that for a while. Things shifted a little bit, and I'm there. Okay, something changed. Why am I here now? Free the slaves. What slaves? Where? We already did that, didn't we? Emancipation Proclamation? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I didn't know. So I thought I looked into every kind of slavery that we have here. I thought I knew something about it. I didn't know anything. We very much still have slavery here and everywhere around the world. There's slavery going on still in various ways. But I think freeing one's mind is the most important part, because if you can do that, then you can free yourself from all the other limitations too. So that's basically, I think, the way I've chosen is to offer some insight as to the truth about the realm we're living in, because we don't have a lot of truth here. As a matter of fact, it seems like everything important that we need to know is a cover up. It's covered up, and everything's a psyop. So, is it that I'm helping to free people from the slavery of this illusion? Right. You know what? It's so easy. You can actually go online, plug your numbers in. It'll calculate it for you. It'll tell you all about it. It'll give you all the readout and everything. It's very easy. You can even download an app that does it now. It's that simple. You just plug in your name, your date of birth, and it'll tell you your life path. It'll tell you your all kinds of stuff, you know. So it's really easy now, but of course there's some personal stuff it's not going to tell you. There's some very personal things. Like, it never said to me, you're going to free the slaves. Never put it that pretty concisely. But did it say you're philosophical? Yes. You have a strong sense of fairness? Yes. You have a strong sense of justice? Yes. You are very inquisitive, and, on and on. Yeah. So, yeah, I can tell you things like that. So you might want to go off and try that. You can either do it online, or you can just download an app to do it. Either way, it'll work. Yeah, it's very interesting. And really, Mary Wednesday, yeah, I did too. But then I forget about it. Does the universe always answer me back? Yes. I have found that the universe does, although sometimes we aren't listening. When I think back on it, sometimes I wasn't listening, but it did answer. We just don't always listen. We miss it. Sometimes that's a prejudice. Sometimes it's denial. There's some things that I was, if you're raised in a church where it's evil to be a medium, or you might, they think you might be talking to the devil. You might be in denial that you're a medium for a while, which I was. I never thought of it that way. That kind of thing. Like, they might say, oh, you could be a medium of this or that, in these readings. They might say that, but they're not going to give you a specific. They do usually, in a roundabout way, give me what I'm doing now. Oh, Circle K, you can just do it online. You can just go into numerology chart. It'll tell you. Right online. Nothing to it. You don't have to join any mystery school or anything. Yep. Yeah, I'd have to say probably. I was offering these types of services. Then I realized really it's silly. Yeah, maybe I could make some money doing it, but really, go red pill yourself. It's so easy now to just get an app, download an app, or go online to a site that does this. It's so easy. You can just look it up. Numerology chart, free. I didn't feel right about asking for money for it, so to heck with it. As a matter of fact, you can get your astrology chart. You can get everything. You can even get, to a certain extent, free astrology readings. You can get so much free on the net. Really, they're trying to sell you something else along with it. But, if you want a reading, it's free. A lot of it. There's a site called Tarot Goddess that'll do tarot for you. You can push some buttons and get a tarot reading. I use it when I'm too lazy to do my own reading or too confused. Sometimes I'm too biased. And so I let that do it for me. Now I do have, and gematria, that's another one. There's numerology, there's also gematria. Two different numerological things. They're different. In the way that they break down numbers and head numbers and so on. And so basically, if you realize it, that's all a code, isn't it? I mean, your gematria, your numerology, and your astrology is a type of language, isn't it? It's a code. It's a code that makes you you. It's part of what your code is. So, yeah, I would say it's worth looking into. Astrology is kind of like a roadmap. If you get accurate, it's kind of like telling you, well, there's a chance of this happening. There's a chance of that happening. And then you can decide if you want to stay and see that site or if you want to go on and avoid that and take a detour. You could do that. Might tell you when you want to keep your head low. I mean, might tell you why it looks like the sky is caving in. You might feel better if you know it's going to end, at a certain time. You're having just a horrific transit. Like, I gotta say, one of the worst things I ever went through was a Pluto transit. Oh my God, is that grueling? It lasts for like 2.5, 3 years, something like that. Oh my God. I drew a picture of it, and I drew a picture of the Pluto transit, like a bus, just a part of bus from around here. And the driver had little devil horns and looked like a demon, and the bus was on fire. Because when it started, I lost my car and had to use the bus. So I was talking about, I'm in bus hell, Pluto Transit Authority. A cartoon, Pluto Transit Authority. Found out I was in a. It was really funny because I was reading a book called "Let the Gods Work for You" or "Make the Gods Work for You," which is really about astrology, because the planets are all related. They're all named different gods. So basically, it was really about make the planets work for you, using the planets to your advantage. Very, very worthwhile. Well, I had stopped reading at a certain point. I had started reading the book, put it aside because stuff started happening. And when I picked the book back up and looked at where the bookmark was, don't you know, it was talking about a Pluto transit. And I'm there like reading it going, holy crap, this is what's happening now. And then I looked at my chart and I'm like, holy crap, it is a Pluto transit. Right on time. And everything that it said in that book about Pluto transits is true. So I knew exactly what to expect, but I also knew it was going to be over. And sometimes it can also give you advice on how to survive it, a particularly grueling transit. As Pluto, some of them are. Saturn's another, can be another one. Some of the outer planets can be really rough, So, well, like any of them could be rough depending on the circumstances. Oh, yeah, sacred geometry is another thing. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful day. That's lovely. It's cold here, but I just take that as, oh, gee, now I'm stuck in here and now I have to do my art. It's a good time to do my art. It's not a good time to be outside. So I'm in here working on my art. Oh, yes. So, that being discussed, yes, cut resistant gloves. Now, why did I order these? Well, I'll tell you, my friend. I ordered cut resistant gloves because I ordered one of those Viking knives. One of those handmade Viking knives because I wanted a really freaking sharp knife. My favorite knife died. It just got used to death. And I wanted a decent sharp knife. And this came with its own sharpener and a leather holster to put it in and everything. But that sucker is so sharp. I'm almost afraid to use it. Because if you just barely touch the tip of it, you will cut yourself. Just barely. Barely. It's very sharp. So, I got the cut-resistant gloves so that I don't have to worry about losing body parts. Cut-resistant gloves. I don't think I have to say too much about it, but these are, you drop them in the washing machine, and they are supposed to take the pet hair off your clothes. I don't think I have to explain that too much why I got those. Oh, little cowboy's gonna love this. It is a groomer. It is a slicker brush. See those little needle-like teeth there? And then you push this and the hair slides off of it. That's going to make it so much easier to brush him because I get a bag of hair off of him. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's see what else is obvious. This is a... Holy crap, this box is beat to hell. Look at the condition this box is in. It is an oil sprayer, so that you can put your olive oil in there and spray a nice, even, thin coat. Because I got one that that comes with the oil in it, and you can't refill it. You can't open it to refill it, and I really liked, though, being able to spray the oil on and get a nice, even coat. But I'm going to have to tell them something about that box. That doesn't look good at all. It looks like it's been opened. This is interesting. Tarot cards. Another deck of tarot cards that looked interesting. And it says on the one side, "Dear past, thank you for the lessons." On the other side, it says, "Dear future, I'm ready." Oh, this is going to be interesting. Yes, we're going to learn. Yeah, we're going to use these at some point. So definitely going to use those. I like that. That's cool. This is the instructions all in Chinese thing. We better all learn to speak Chinese. I have a terrible feeling we're all going to be speaking Mandarin before too long if things don't change. Because honestly, honey, Grandpa Sniffer just sold some land to the Chinese near an Air Force base, so they can spy on us better. That was kind of him, wasn't it? I thought it was so smart, kind, nice. I think they're in bed with China. This group, this bunch is in bed with China. Honestly, I don't think they're working for the U.S. I think they're working for China. Ooh, some more sparkly, pretty beads. Ooh, very pretty. This is a bodkin type thing. This is a thing that's supposed to be so useful for things like turning corners and just different uses with sewing, which I have been sewing some things. Of course, I got these things very cheap, and of course, a lot of them came from China. Might as well realize everything comes from China now. Everything you can afford. Broke my mandolin. Got a new one. These are called mandolin egg slicers. Of course, you can slice avocado too, or whatever. Okay, that's a good thing. Goodbye. Bill Cowboy's gonna love his new brush. And all of this, it's really not very much. I'm looking at all this. All this was like $20-some. Holy cow. Did I really buy that much stuff? Apparently I did. Yeah. Oh, this is for Cowboy too. This is for scratching post because he's a real good boy, but oh, something just dropped in the basket. I better get it. He's a real good boy, but if I showed you what he did to my wicker furniture, little knucklehead, he has done a number on my wicker furniture. Something dropped in here and I don't know what it was. Oh, there it is. What is it? I have no idea. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, I know what that says. More beads. Turquoise. Okay. More beads. Botswana agate. Charoite. Angelite. I'll have to look it up. Clear. Oh, rainbow. It has rainbows. Okay. And little turquoise starfish beads. I'm going to be doing a lot of beads. Hope you guys like beads. I'd like to sell some of these. Oh, and some more charoite. Or is that sugilite? I have to remember. Okay, let's see what the chat is talking about. You learned Mandarin and forgot. How? Because no one was there to talk to. Oh, you were a translator for the court. James Ortiz, you're a really interesting guy. I didn't know that you had met all these celebrities. I met a lot of celebrities too, but I never spoke Mandarin. But I do like Chinese food. I guess if we ever went out together, you could order off the menu for me. We could go to a real Chinese restaurant. You could make sure I don't get the wrong thing. I don't know. I'm just being silly. The cops are meaner now. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, Marilena. I'm sorry. I can't remember what kind of beads some of these are. I'm going to have to write on them. But they're different stones with different properties. That's another thing. Stones carry a certain vibration. That's more turquoise. I have a lot of turquoise now. Makeup for my brows, which are so light that I have to put makeup on them. My brows have always been really, really light. These are from my cast iron pot handles, so I don't burn myself. And this is a mystery. Ones with a calling. Oh, cops for a salary. That's not good. It's never good. Marilyn is talking about the police in Cape Town. South Africa's having a bad time now, folks. You are a brave sister, Marilena. Does anybody want it? Does anybody request this? Does anybody want me to hold up the energy cards, the energy healing cards, the energy healing images? Please let me know in the chat. If so, give me an idea which one. It's always the way it is, though, isn't it, Marilena? The ones with a calling are good people. The ones who don't have a calling, you know, the ones with it's like that in just about every profession. Doctors, nurses, teachers, everybody. You have a calling, metaphysicians, shaman. speaking from experience. Now I want to make some jewelry. What was it? Oh, yeah. It's a prism. I always wanted one of these since I was a kid. So that you can see the rainbows. It's a prism. Ooh, making everything look interesting. See if it does anything here. I don't know. This is kind of a silly experiment. Isn't that bizarre? You know what, Marilena? That's the thing. If they don't speak to you, they're not your deck. If they don't speak to you, they are not your deck. Although they're nice to have. They can be nice to have. Now this is a scratching mat. Should I show you what he's done? My little knucklehead. I love him very much. I don't know if you can see it or not, if I can get the camera. No, I'm not going to try and get it at the right angle. He is just taking apart my little wicker nightstand on the one side, scratching his claws on it. So this is for him. This is for my little knucklehead back there who scratches my wicker and he can't seem to stop himself. Although he's a good boy in just about every other way. That's for you, silly cakes. Hope you appreciate it. Ooh, that was like Christmas, wasn't it? Give myself a whole bunch of Christmas presents. Your caretaker lost his phone. Oh no. The ones you want, the tar cards. Oh, yeah, that must be rough. To have everything being so expensive to ship. Yeah, the Canadians are having it too. I guess our turn is coming if our dollar collapses. You guys, I just saw something today. We have got Russian and Chinese ships not even 12 miles out from California, from the West Coast. We've got Chinese buying land inside the U.S. near military bases. And Grandpa Sniffer is willing to sell him that. And just saying, remember how I said it was going to look very, very scary? It's looking pretty scary. Not looking good. Just letting you know. Kind of looks like something's getting ready to go down. I wouldn't want to be on the coast, but nowhere is really safe, is it? Except in your own heart. Now you're on your phone and the colors are not there except the blue wrench. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, when you do fall asleep, may you have wonderful, wonderful dreams and adventures. You won't make it to your appointment tomorrow? Why not? Oh, your caretaker lost his phone, so he can't take you. I see. Oh, interesting. Is that in Africa? I take it. Yeah, Mary, that's a little too close. They say they're not even. Some of them aren't even 12 miles off the coast. What are they doing there? They're getting ready for something. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, just letting you guys know. Don't be afraid, but do have a care what you are thinking about. We'll get through this. Oh, you're 12 miles in from the coast. Yikes. So there could be a Chinese submarine just like 24 miles away from you. Yikes. Oh, a tsunami coming from San Francisco. Look, if there is a tsunami coming, we have flattened tsunamis before. Me and my friend Heather flattened a tsunami. I'm sure we weren't the only ones working on it, but we decided there wasn't going to be a tsunami, and there wasn't. We've decided that we're also um, not going to have the big one. No, but you guys could have some other things going on. Things have been going haywire and you're at a loss, James Ortiz. Maybe something is happening to give you some extra time for something to change. Sometimes when these things happen, there's another reason that we can't see right away. But I'm often told, so what's your choice? Did it happen to fuck you up? Pardon my French. Or is there some reason it happened that's actually going to help you in the long run? That's the grand solar minimum. What is? Yeah, grand solar minimum. No more bad snow in Tacoma, Washington. Suspicious Observers has an excellent documentary on what the solar minimum. Oh, okay. Well, you might want to look into the. I think I put it in our MeWe. I put all kinds of videos in MeWe. I don't know if anybody ever looks at them. I put them on our wall though, not in the chat. It's on our wall. It's on our group wall. All kinds of things I'd kind of like you. And remember, if you have something you'd like us to see, put it on our wall in MeWe. We'll watch it, hopefully. Like, the RH negative video, put it on the wall in MeWe. That way everybody can look at it and we can discuss it. Complete grid shutdown arriving for South Africa. That's what you were saying. I don't know any other languages. I'm sorry, except gibberish, typo, Babel, Mindspeak. I don't think any of those are going to help me in this instance. Well, the poles are moving, and they said that the core of the Earth has stopped moving now. And I hate to tell you, but I've checked into the pole flip. We will not have the fast flip that we have seen in um, other times. So I don't think we're going to have the fast flip. There are different sources that are saying that we're being helped with that. That's something that we're being helped with. But yeah, they have said that now the turning has stopped. How they know this, I don't know. You haven't been to MeWe. MEWE. Me and we is what it is. Will one of the mods please give the MeWe link if you can find it? Oh yeah, we've known about the pole flip for a long time. However, I've also looked into it and decided for me, it's not happening. It's not going to happen. Not a fast one anyway. Not the kind that is going to kill a bunch of people and give us our end of the world. I'm not subscribing to any end of the world scenarios at all. None of them. But that's me. You can subscribe to any end of the world scenario you want to. But not me, because I'm not going to add to that. Because from my point of view, and this is just my point of view, and you don't have to agree. Once again, you don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. But, so don't get all over me about this, like some people have. Some people have gotten all over me about you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I've been I've been hearing it too all this time, but I am not going to let it happen on my watch if I can help it. I do not want to clean up that mess. I'm an empath. I don't want to have to be here cleaning up that mess, okay? After a pull, after a fast flip, are you kidding me? I don't want to live after it happens. I don't want to have to clean it up. I don't want to have to feel all of the feelings of the people who are going to suffer. And I don't want to feel all that misery. I hope if I'm wrong, I said this to somebody recently. If I'm wrong, I hope I don't. I hope I go immediately because I don't want to have to deal with all that. That is going to be a hell of a cleanup. Going to be very painful. Hell of a cleanup. People said way too many people. I mean, I don't even know. Very painful to an empath type person. So I'm not putting any energy into any of them. Do I believe we're going to have World War III and get blown to bits? No, I'm not going to put any energy into that either. You can have it if you want. And I'm not sure we're all going to experience the same thing. I'm not sure we are. However, if you want to put some energy in towards some bad things not happening, you might want to pay attention to what is happening and say, nope, not going to let that happen. Just like we did with the tsunami. We had an incoming tsunami on the West Coast, and we decided it wasn't going to happen. And the next thing we know, the tsunami warnings were called off. All of the tsunami warnings. Because what happened is Heather calls me, oh my God, there's a tsunami warning. It's going to hit Seattle. We knew somebody in Seattle. And I said, okay, no, it's not. I just decided it's not. And I call her back and I'm looking at the warnings for the tsunami. And it says tsunami warning called off. Yeah, because she's like on the, leaving me a message and I'm hearing it. We got to do something. We can't let that happen. It's like, okay, we won't let it happen. It's not going to happen. Guess what? It didn't happen. And I said, the warning's called off. And she goes, what? It's like, the warning is called off. There is no tsunami coming. What do you mean? Look at it yourself. She's like, what happened? I said, we both decided that there wasn't going to be a tsunami. Maybe there were some other people who decided too. Who knows? She goes, are we really that powerful? I said, apparently. Apparently we are. So, do you want a pole flip? I don't. So I'm going to call it off. If I can, it's like, or somehow mitigate it, have it somehow mitigated so it's so slow that it doesn't cause us the usual disasters. Okay. Maybe this time somehow it happens so slow over a course of a long time that we have time to adjust. I'd go for that, okay? But no more of these fast flips that flash froze the mastodons, okay? No. I'm not gonna put up with that. I'm not gonna do it. No. A plastic container is no, it's not. It's not a good Faraday cage. Plastic will not protect you. Me either, Skyfiles. I am not subscribing to any. I am not a subscriber to any end of the world scenario. I refuse. We will be gone, proofing suffering. Proof no suffering. Yeah, well, that's what I said. If there's no way to stop it and it must happen, I don't want to. I don't want to be around for the aftermath. There's usually somebody left. I don't want to be one of them. I don't need to be one of them. Oh, nice, Marilena. You have a very big battery that helps. Yeah. No, plastic container is not a good Faraday cage. It's not. I don't know where you heard it. It needs to be metal and no big holes, because it can be a screen. Now, if you have a screened enclosure, that can be a Faraday cage. If you have like a dog cage, that could be a Faraday cage if it's fine enough. A screen enclosure, that could be a Faraday cage. If it's a metal screen. I've looked into this. A light mini ice age, but usually, Marilena, when it has flipped in the past, it puts places under a sheet of ice like what's been over Antarctica all this time. And usually those places are populated at the time. And it makes the two poles tropical. So everything gets rearranged. And so there is nothing mini or light about that. But I guess they're trying to make people not as afraid of it. Is it colder or am I just old? Yeah, but this is not in my reality. I'm not I'm not having a full flip. Unless it's so slow that it doesn't hurt anybody. You know what? They told us, oh, it's cold in Southern California. Wow, Mary. Well, there's also weather screw up machines. You know what, though, Mary? I've mitigated weather for years now. There's some things that are natural and they kind of need to happen, and I just let them go. I don't try to fight it. In winter, it's cold. I don't try to fight that. It's not, it's the way it goes. Some things need to get cold, some things need to freeze in order to grow. That's just the way it is. No problem with that. But when it gets horrifically cold to where people are getting hurt and dying, and other terrible things are happening, it's like, I don't like that, and I'm not going to let it happen to my town, and I don't. We don't get horrific storms here anymore. Not for a long, long time have we had a really destructive anything tornado. We're in the tornado zone. Tornado sirens will go off, and I'll say to myself, no, you're not going to destroy anything here. This is my zone. Gemini does it too. You can do it as well. But you have to have a connection with nature. If you have a connection with nature, you can change the weather. Even though they have weather machines that alter the weather, you can alter it back. You are not without power if you are connected with nature. I know that is a bold statement, but I've done it bunches of times, okay, for years. Many of us have. Gemini's done it for years too. She's done it for a long time. There's others of us who have done it, and so you can change this. They told us we were going to have a cold, dark, long winter. I decided it wasn't going to be that cold. Not for me, not in my area. Guess what? I don't like the cold, so I whine about it. But no, we're not having it that cold here. I decided it was not going to be that bad, and it's not. So, who's got the power here? We do. I'm telling you, please believe me. We have the power. They've probably got, what if they've got somebody like us who's just a dark hat pulling this shit? What if we all get together and say, we're not having it? We all put our foot down and say, we're not having that reality. F you. You know what? I'm going to put my foot down right now. There's not going to be any world war. We're not going to have a world war where China and Russia take us over. That isn't going to happen. No, I command it not to. I command the angels to go out there and make sure that that does not happen. That we do not get taken over by China and Russia, or. That does not happen. We're going to have peace. We're going to get out of this peacefully somehow. Probably when President Bozo leaves. I hope we last that long. That's the only thing lasting that long. Are they going to try to make a move before we can change things? Probably, because they know that Bozo isn't going to do anything. Hand puppet isn't going to do anything. I also called him the hand puppet. That's the vision I saw when I looked at him. It looked like he was a hand puppet with a hand up his ass. I'm not kidding. So honestly, he's controlled. He's not even himself. He's not even the real guy. None of these people are. They're all controlled by somebody. So, but can we decide to do something different? Yes. Only thing is, there's so many fronts that trying to keep it all controlled is maybe a little difficult, challenging, but we can do it, especially if it has something to do with nature. But yeah, our winter comparatively is not that bad. It snowed 38 feet in the mountains 2 weeks ago. You mean 38 feet of snow? That's a lot. Well, I would say 38 feet in the mountains? You know what? They did get a lot of snow, but maybe they don't have somebody like me there. We didn't get that much snow. Oh, snow is it's got its place. Can I make it not snow so much in Tacoma? Okay, I'll try. I'll ask. Okay, I'll even let you hear me ask. Hello, little cloud spirits. How are you doing today, loves? You are so beautiful. I'll have to come out and see you soon when it's a little less cold. But you know that I'm always thinking about you. Can you make it not snow so much in Tacoma? Can you like get the word down there that they don't need that much snow? Is somebody making it do that? Mhm. I'm going to send the angels down to block them so that you can do your job. You tell me more as it goes. Okay. I'm going to need you to tell me what's happening down there because we found out that one place wasn't raining because somebody had blocked it. And it was somebody at an airport that had actually blocked it. And if you think they don't do this kind of thing, think again. There are people who do all kinds of work. They were actually blocking as soon as she moved that block, as soon as she removed that block, because she works energy too. Guess what? It rained. It rained. The rain came right at her because the rain kept missing her. And I said, and she said, yeah, it came rolling in and then went right around us, and now it's down on the south end. And I'm there going, okay, that ain't right. Something's wrong. It should have hit you. It shouldn't have missed you. She says, it's weird. It's like there's something there. I said, okay, what if there is? Push it back. Let's give it a shove the other way out of your way so that it can rain on you. And guess what? We did that. And guess what? It rained. It rained. The clouds started coming back immediately and raining. Don't let anybody tell you this is bullshit. I've lived through this often enough. I'm an experiencer. Jim and I can tell you too. She's seen stuff too. You can change this. Now it's easier if I have your help down on that end. If I have somebody helping me down on that end, then I know what's going on so that I can help direct it. But you can direct the weather. You can alter the course of weather. You storms exist to cleanse negativity. If you let go of your negativity at that point, whatever that is, it's not going to come for you. Okay? Okay, but you needed the rain. Well, what I told them back at the beginning, like a couple months ago, was I think it was a couple of months ago now. California has not had rain in a long time. It's a drought. It's been in a drought for too long. Why? Because there are people out there manipulating the weather so you have perfect weather every day because they want to get a tan. They don't care that you won't have water to drink. They just want to get their tan and they don't want it to be rain. It's like, and maybe somebody even wants you to go thirsty to control you better. Who knows? Whatever the reason, I said, look, California needs rain. Give them rain. Let it rain in California until it fills up the reservoirs and everything, and they have water again. But please try to be gentle because we don't want people to die or be hurt. So try to be gentle about it. So, yeah, that's what's happening. I guess maybe I did that or influenced it anyway. They're doing it. I'm influencing it. Want me to influence it to be a little gentler? Okay, you influence it too. How about you intend the same thing? A little bit gentler, please. A little bit slower on the water. It's a lot, okay? They're not used to it. It's a little too much. We don't want people getting hurt. Okay? Yes. Okay, Mary, I got you out there. You're another one. Guess what? We can work in tandem now. We can pull any kind of thing back. We can do whatever we want now. Now that I know that, you and me have got to get together. We can handle a lot of this stuff now. We don't have to be at anybody's mercy. They're probably doing the same thing. They probably just got people like us that are just, but a dark hat working for them. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, you have identity theft too. Oh God, Tanya's got that. Oh my God. Grandpa Sniffer or the hand puppet bozo. Okay, I am sorry to hear that, Mary Wins. We're going to decide right here that it's all going to come out somehow better for you. Yeah, and they're checking me to see if I still need. Yeah, they're doing that. It's all going to go fine though. I'm getting some things too happening, but it's all going to be fine. I'm going to be better off in the end somehow. Yes. Oh yeah, we know how to spell too. Exactly, Mary. Now guess what? You want to see somebody turn tail and run? What happens when we get control of everything? And we can. And then we decide what goes down and what doesn't. What then? That's why I'm trying to get all of you to that point. I'm trying to get all of you to the point where you can do this. We need you. I said this way back when I started this channel. We need all of you. We need you to form a network so that we can cover all the bases. We need you with your particular talent and your particular skill and your particular knowledge, your location. We need you. Once you learn to do this, once you learn that you're in control, that we're in control, once we get entirely in control, none of this crap will ever be able to happen again. Think about that. Is that not worth it? Is that not worth trying? Is that not worth aiming at? I think it is. Oh wow, did I just get a rush? Whoa, we can do it, guys. We can do it. Oh, there's energy going up my spine. It's all the way up into my head now. Whoa. We can do it, guys. We can get control of everything, everything, and make it the way we want it. We really can. That's not a lie. That's a fact. But we need you. We need each other. Because if we're all doing this, see, no one of us can be everywhere at once, but all of us can be. If we are many, remember they are few. We could be the majority. And every one of us that gets added to this raises the energy exponentially, not just plus, but times. So 2 is squared, 3 is 3 times 3, 9. Mm-hmm. 4 is 4 times 4, 16. What happens when there are thousands of us? All deciding that things are going to be way better. That things are going to happen in the right way, in a way that doesn't harm people. That things are going to happen in a beneficial way. What happens then? Where does that leave the black hats? Where does that leave the dark ones? Where does that leave them? And they're scared. Let me tell you, they're terrified. And they should be, because they're going to be totally out of power when that happens. You know, that, what do they call that? The 100th monkey? When the 100th monkey finally figures it out, when the 100th human, we should call it the 100th human, when that, whatever that percentage of humanity is, when they finally figure out that they are the power, it's over. It's all over. That's right. Then we do win, Mary. And right, we're originals. We're not artificials. Right. Yep. They're going to be out of power. They're going to be deposed faster than it, just gone. But we have to get enough awareness of that. We can only get you to the point where you realize, and I have to tell myself, because we're so mind controlled. We were so mind controlled, but we're not now, are we? Now we're just getting over the after effects of it, the residue of it. But now that we know that we're the power, that's what I say. You are divine. I say it every show. I never skip saying it. You are divine. You are divine. You are divine. You have the power of creation. You have it. You have the power of creation. You are a creator. You are divine. You have the spark of God. You are a creator. You create reality. You create it. You do. You do. We all do. We create reality. We create reality. We are divine. Okay? Just keep telling yourself, I'm divine. I can handle this. I'm divine. Now, I know that sounds like you're being egotistical. You're not. If anything, it's the opposite. It's like if I say, I don't want to see anybody get hurt by this storm, nobody gets hurt. Are we the caretakers? I think we were originally supposed to be the caretakers of this planet. I think that's what we were. I think that was probably the original purpose. No matter what any texts say, I think we were supposed to be the caretakers. I think we were supposed to run things here. And we got hijacked. But we don't have to be hijacked anymore. Man, that was a nice rush going up my spine. Yes. So please, remember who you are. I'm calling it forth. Remember who you are. Remember you are the power. Please. Please don't deny it any longer. Don't allow yourself to think that you're not important and powerless. You are not powerless. You are not unimportant. You have it all in your hands. And together we have everything. We can have everything we ever wanted. It's worth it. It's worth a try, isn't it? Think about how beautiful it could be. Please think about how beautiful it could be. We could have perfect weather. We could have a fair system, good living conditions, everything. People be more loving because they don't have to struggle so hard. Imagine what that would be like. It's not just a dream. It's not only a dream. We can do it. We can 100% do it. I know it. We will change this. We are changing this right now, here in this stream. We are changing this here and now in this stream. We are changing it. It is changed. It is now changed. Yes, so be it. You too, Marilena. We have changed it. It's in motion. We have changed it. There will be more. There will be many more. I'm not the only one with this message, of course not. The guy who made these symbols, similar message. I know I'm not the only one, but maybe hearing it from somebody like me, maybe it's a little easier to hear it. Somebody who's been so limited, but yet I know we can change it. I've been through so many scary things. I'm still here. We can change it. That's what I'm here for. That's really going to be freedom. Isn't that really going to be the freedom of the slaves? Freeing the slaves when we're out from under the tyranny that we've been under, when we are truly taking up our own power, when we truly are saying, telling reality what it's going to be for us. Isn't that freedom? The true freedom, the real freedom. Yes. Okay. It's been 2 hours, my friends. I want to thank you for coming to this stream. And whatever reason you came, sending out blessings and favor, sending out love, sending out a call to remember your divinity, sending out a call for you to remember who you are and why you came. Please join us in this wonderful experiment. How beautiful, how wonderful can we make our future be? Will you please join me? How beautiful can we make the future for ourselves? Maybe not everybody will want to come along, and we can't help that. We can't help it. But we can wish everybody well, and each to their own. Okay, truth is where you find it. Hope you find some truth on my stream. It's one of the reasons I do it. And remember you're divine. And tell people that you love them. Some people are going on. Some people are moving on. And some of the ones that move on are going to help us change everything. They already are. I know some. I know they are. They've come and told me about it. I told you. I had a visit from Tupac. I don't even know Tupac. Never met him before. Didn't listen to his music, but he came by anyway. Apparently, he's one of the good guys. David's one of the good guys. Prince is one of the good guys. Michael Jackson's one of the good guys. I know it doesn't seem like it. They've tried to really make it look bad, but there's a lot of really good people. Princess Diana's one of the good guys. Several people. They're the good guys. The good guys are helping us from the other side. There's many. Okay? Right? Pearl talks to him, yeah. Pearl? 12 Pearls talks to who? Pearl or who's Pearl? Does Pearl talk to you know what? David gets around. I'll tell you. David is my man. I didn't choose that. People think I somehow chose. I'm not the biggest Bowie fan. I was never the biggest Bowie fan. He just is. He just is my boo. And Prince, too. For some reason, Prince kind of gravitates. I don't know. Is it because of the color purple or just the way of thinking? But yeah, other psychics have run into the same people. They're him, David Bowie, and Freddie Mercury usually hang around together. Prince, David Bowie, and Freddie Mercury. Sometimes Michael Jackson gets in there, and then there are a few others that, and a lot of them are musicians, but there are also some athletes who are in there, and some other people. There in various walks of life. There are some doctors. There are all kinds of people who are in on it on the other side, helping us with this. Don't worry, and they love us. Some of them are just common people. They weren't anybody famous here, but they're there doing what they can to help us. We're not alone. We're never alone. They're always right there. They can hear us. When we talk about them, they can hear. Okay? Pearl Jones or Pearly Gates. Mhm. Yeah, because you said Pearl talks to him. Okay. Okay, I'm signing off now. It's been 2 hours and 10 minutes. And other stuff going on. I want to say I really enjoyed this tonight. I felt it was a very powerful night. I'm so glad we got together. It's just that energy going up my spine was woo, woo, hoo, hoo. Brian and Jerry. Yep, peace. Love you too. Good night. See you Wednesday around the same time. Wednesday. Okay. Night.